Alzheimer's is not just a problem for the person with disease. It's a problem for the caregiver also.
We had been on a long journey of 18 months or more trying to figure out what was going on with my husband. No diagnosis. Do tests, come back in a few months, and finally we had a name to put on this disease.
I waited 3 weeks. We waited 3 weeks to get an appointment there. And just the day that I got her out of bed and I got her ready to go, I received a phone call saying, please don't come, the doctor doesn't want to see you. Well, it turned out that the reason that he panicked was that he had seen the notes from her psychiatrist in New York who said that it might be possible Lewy Body Dementia. And he said, I don't know anything about Lewy Body Dementia. I don't want to see this woman.
So I began to research as much as I could find out and try to sort out reliable web information because the doctor really didn't tell me a lot.
Couldn't remember how to get places he'd always been, getting overexcited about losing things. Something was just wrong. So I got him to a neurologist. He had all these evaluations done. In 2006, we were given the diagnosis of early dementia. I was in this alone, and I knew what the future of Alzheimer's would be.
It was such a welcome relief when I came to the first meeting. But I will say it was scary as well, because most of the people at that first meeting had had a diagnosis for quite a bit longer, and their loved ones were farther along on this journey. They had many more symptoms than my husband showed at the time. So that was a big eye-opener.
And I found out that this group was so helpful. It wasn't just a matter of helping with suggestions about how to solve this problem or how to solve it. It's how you yourself can deal with these things.
It gives me a place to talk about what's going on, to ask, to share information, because some of the people that are further down this road than I am have learned things. And some of the speakers that you've brought in that are professionals in this field have been very helpful.
I was told that caregivers are very important, and if you're going to continue to be able to help your wife, you better take care of yourself.
I remember you brought in some physical and occupational therapists and speech therapists to talk about the kinds of therapies that apply to this disorder. And my Rich's doctor never suggested that, so when I went to the next appointment, I said, how about if we get these services for him? And he was glad to write the prescription, but he didn't volunteer it. And so it gave me questions to ask the doctor and made me better informed so I could ask the right things at the appointment.
The support group is a lot more than just trying to help you cope with the problems of the person with the Alzheimer's. They're there to help you cope with your problems, which you tend to view as not relevant. You're too busy worrying about the other person, so you put them up on the shelf. I will forever, ever be thankful to that group for giving me the courage to just save myself.
I listen, and quite frankly, I have learned a great deal here, especially from the women who have been dealing with their spouses and what they've been going through. You know, I think, oh God, is that my future? And it very well could be. So I'm learning, and it's preparing me for what's coming up.
Insight and Christy were there for me every step of the way, from beginning to end. And they will be there for you too, if you ever need them.